You are now listening to OE Up with Jonathan Lyman.
Let's get things started. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Oh, it went down, man. The Ravens couldn't get the job done at the end. They went for the two-point conversion. Mark Andrews dropped the ball. Pretty much game over. The Bills win, and the Bills move on. Now you hear everybody talk about, oh, Lamar ain't it. Lamar didn't show up. Did y'all not watch the fourth quarter? He put his team in position to win the game. Well, to tie the game and potentially win it in overtime. The ball he threw was a great pass, but Mark Andrews dropped it. So now because Mark Andrews dropped the ball, Lamar Jackson is terrible again. Make it make sense to me. Speaking of things we ain't see coming, we ain't see the Commanders going out there and doing what they did to Detroit. The doggone Commanders beat the Detroit Lions 45-31. All the Lions fans are sad and upset, but they'd be lying to themselves if they didn't think this could happen. Because Jaden Daniels, that showed everybody this whole entire year, he is definitely the rookie of the year, and he's somebody to be seriously someone you got to look at in the future as potentially the best quarterback in this game within the next 2 or 3 years. This guy can do it all. Y'all see it. 299 passing yards, and he was running on the ground too. This guy is the real deal with his leadership. They got a legit chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Jaden Daniels as a rookie is doing his thing. Jared Goff threw the 3 interceptions. Goff did what he did and not show up in the big game. That's what happened. Now, I believe the Commanders have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl, but to do that, they got to get through the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat the Rams 28-22. Man, Saquon Barkley, over 200 yards. Jalen Hurts added another 70 on the ground. This team is able to run the ball against anybody. And with them having that ability to do that, they can beat anybody, especially they can control the clock. The Rams tried. Stafford went over 300. Now, I got the graphic wrong. Williams went for 19 carries, 106 yards. I have it as Gibbs. But sometimes people make mistakes. But what not a mistake is the Eagles running the football, they something serious, and that's going to give them a great chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Let's see what happens next week. The Chiefs are moving on as they beat the Houston Texans 14-23. The Chiefs, man, what can you say? Mahomes didn't have a great game, but he did enough to get the job done. Travis Kelce went and did his thing. You know, he had to show out. He had to ball out. He had Taylor Swift there, and he had Caitlin Clark there too. You know, he had to go out there and ball. That's exactly what he did with 7 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown. The Texans are a good young team, but they just not there yet. Give them a couple of years. C.J. Stroud continues to progress. There'll be something serious, but we're in the now, and the now is the Chiefs are a tough team to beat. They always make the right plays and get the right calls for them to always be successful. It's going to be interesting to see if the Bills can bring the energy to beat them. Let's see. We got the National Championship game tonight, Ohio State versus Notre Dame. I want to know who you got. Both teams deserve to be there. Notre Dame has looked good. Ohio State has looked good, especially what they did to Texas. UFC 311 went down. Islam beat Marcano in the very first round. He made him tap out. But Rob, he basically gave Umar Nurmagomedov that work. He's retained his championship. Maida had a great KO. The Ritter made Kevin Holland tap out. And overall, it was just a really good card. Shout outs to Jerry for knocking out Jamal Hill as he moves on in his career. UFC 311 was a great card. Let me know y'all thoughts about the card in the comment section.